Hello, and greetings, everyone. Welcome back to another video of Bee Swarm Simulator. You already know who this is, but welcome back. For some reason, you guys destroyed the last video, blew it out of the park, so thank you so much for that. But enough of that. You guys probably did not want to hear that anyways, so let's just hop right into the next video. So we're continuing on our ongoing series of what you probably just previously watched, if you're still watching this video. If not, you can go back and watch it. It is a great video, apparently, because everyone likes to watch it. Yeah, we're just gonna be hopping into the next three bees, the Photon, Puppy, and Tabby B. So let's hop right into it. The Photon bee is another event bee, as everyone already knows. It is a colorless bee, and it has infinite energy, meaning it will never have to sleep, making it one of the better event bees, if I do say so myself. I think I went over in last video what the order you should get event bees in. It's somewhere in the mix of there. I know it's a long video, but if you stick through, you can find it. I might do another video going over the order in which you should buy event bees. But moving right along, it has a speed of 21, so it's one of the fastest bees. I think it's the fastest, tied with Ninja, if I'm not mistaken, until Digital Bee gets its maximum drives. And it has a attack of 3, so it's not bad at attacking. It could be better. It leaves some to be desired. I'm just gonna pop this sprout open while I read off this list. It collects 20 pollen in 2 seconds, so it is a fast boy in that sense of collecting pollen, and also makes 240 honey in 2 seconds. So it also converts honey at a relatively fast pace as well as collecting a bit extra. Its gifted hive bonus is 5% instant conversion. So that will go on to any abilities that you might have that have instant conversion or an instant conversion chance. I think that just adds instant conversion onto most of your abilities that collect pollen as well. So all like bombs and stuff, I think that also includes them to have more instant conversion. And it doesn't require sleep, it specifically says here. So that's nice. But its main ability, the ability which basically makes this bee one of the better event bees, in my opinion, is Beam Storm. It collects, oh, here it is, right here. It shoots down a bunch of these beams from the sky. Super cool. It will fire 25 beams with an additional 2 beams per level. So currently, oh, that's a gummy morph. I just got this new mask. It's all cool, and I love it. Gummy bear. But we're getting off track. So my Photon Bee is level 10. So it should add an additional 20 beams that it fires that collect all pollen from each flower they hit. So you see it'll completely flatten flowers, if I can show that to you. It is a relatively common ability. You can see that it's completely draining these flowers. They're spawning back really quickly because I have the sprinklers down in the field. But they completely drain the flowers of all of their pollen. And it just collects it. It puts it into your backpack. Now, that could be a downside in people's opinions, to which I might agree with if its gifted ability didn't say, if gifted, the pollen is instantly converted, so none of that has to go into your backpack. So it collects a literal ton of pollen, and it will normally just shove that all into your backpack. But if you get it gifted, it could be a good bee to gift, because its gifted ability impacts it so much to where you won't be filling up your backpack as much as before. And then as like a little side thing, it also has haste as well. So you don't have to have as many like hasty bees or ninja bees or bees that will give you haste in the background if you have a Photon bee. Moving right along to your next bee, we have the puppy bee. Now, most people say that this bee is a terrible bee. You shouldn't get this bee. It's quite bad. In some ways, I would agree. But there are some upsides to the puppy bee. It's not all bad. Now, if you're looking for an event bee that literally just collects pollen for you, don't get the puppy bee. The puppy bee is not for collecting pollen, as we will see in the stats. So this bee is an event. It's colorless. It has 40 energy, 16.1 speed, and 2 attack. So there's really nothing special in the base stats of this bee. It collects 25 pollen in 4 seconds, makes 280 honey in 4 seconds. It's a little bit better than a basic bee. That does not give anybody any hopes about this bee in reality. But it's gifted hive bonus. If you actually happen to get this gifted, which yes, I know, it's a long shot, but normally you don't get this bee first. You should get this bee, stuttering over words. You should get this bee a bit down the line, so you shouldn't get this right away. I recommend getting something like a Photon, a Tabby. Tabby is pretty important. The Festive, Crimson, and Cobalt. Basically just about every bee before the puppy bee. But when you do get to the puppy bee, don't skimp out on it. It is still a good bee to have for the gifted hive bonus. It does kind of need to be gifted, though, for it to be mediocre. Because the gifted hive bonus is plus 20% bond from treats. So that's why you're not going to be needing it until like later on when your bee's already like level probably like 15 or so and up. Or even like right now at my level where they're all level 10. I don't even know how many treats it would take to level them up. Let me see. I don't think I even have enough treats to level up. Yeah, I can't even level up my Tabby B to level 11. I guess it has most of its way to go. But it has 72,000 treats. Now, if I had a gifted puppy bee, each of these treats would give me, I guess, 11 bond instead of 10. And when I'm doing 72,000, that all stacks up. So it is worth it if you get it late in the game. As well as that, one of the abilities of the puppy bee, which is its main ability, is Fetch, where it will summon a ball in your field. Let's see if I can get it. I think it's a pretty common ability, so let's just watch Puppy Bee for a second to see if he's going to spin it up. Now, this is the Puppy Love. But the Fetch ability is fairly common. It should come out. It's right here. It looks like this little tennis ball right here. If I collect it, it will spawn a ball, and then I can kick it. My Puppy Bee will fetch it and kick it back to me. And then we can do this little thing where I pass it basically back and forth to my Puppy Bee. Sometimes he's not accurate, though. You can see that this ball is collecting pollen in the field that it is in. And it doesn't need to stay in the field. It can go out of the field. And the ball will speed up over time. I'm trying to talk fast because I'm also trying to concentrate on this tennis ball. Come on. I guess he missed it. So the ball will collect pollen as it rolls over flowers. And essentially what you do is you kick it back and forth to your bee. And you get treats for it. It starts out with 1 treat and then it doubles every time you get a fetch combo. And a fetch combo happens when you pass the ball back and forth to your bee 3 times. So after 3 passes back and forth, so every time you touch it 3 times, I should say, to make it clearer. When you touch the ball 3 times, you'll get 1 treat. And then if in the same like combo, so you don't use another ability, so like in the same ability, you get another 3 times, you get 2 treats, and then what would that be? 4 treats, and then 8 treats, and then 16 treats, 32 treats, 64 treats. And it just keeps going up and up and up until I think it gets maxed out at 132, I want to say. Or maybe it's 256. I don't remember. But yeah, collection increases per hit. But this ability actually gets changed if you happen to have the reindeer antlers, which is a Christmas or Beesmas in this game. Exclusive bee quip. Only applicable to the puppy bee, which is the reindeer antlers. The reindeer antlers are actually an incredibly good mid-game item for the reason that it gives you gingerbread bears. Gingerbread bears, if you don't know, have a 1% chance to turn a bee gifted when you feed them, making it the only other way, besides star treats, to make event bees gifted. So, and it also has the same fetch combo as the treats, where if you pass it back and forth, your puppy bee, I don't know if it has a chance or if it's always going to spawn gingerbread bears, because I don't have the reindeer antlers. But it's at least a chance for when you're in your fetch combo that it will instead give you gingerbread bears instead of treats, which are far better in all manners of the equation. And then its second ability, Puppy Love, increases your bond with up to 10 nearby bees by 30, with an additional 10 bond per level. This ability means not a lot, to be honest. This ability is weak. It's kind of just garbage. It's bad. Alright, I can't explain. It's just bad. It just sounds like a little dog bark. It goes arf arf, and then it will spawn hearts above a couple bees nearby. It's just all around bad, because the amount of XP I need, here I can show you, the amount of XP I need to level up my Tabby B to level 11 is, what is that, that's 1.2 million. And currently, my puppy bee, he's level 10, so he's going to give each bee 130. That's going to take absolutely ages. Like, that's going to take so long to get to. It's just a bad ability. It happens, and when it happens, I mean, I notice it because it's a dog barking, and I like dog barks. This is the tennis ball thing. But yeah, it also responds in place of the tennis ball, which just makes it a bad ability in that sense too, because the tennis ball is the superior ability on the puppy bee, if you can say it has a superior ability. If you have the reindeer antlers, the tennis ball is by far the superior ability. But moving, oh, here it is, the puppy token. You can see it's a little dog face right here next to that blue thing. It just does arf arf, and a little heart comes up, and each bee gets 130 because my bee is level 10. It's just a bad ability. It doesn't do anything. So yeah, moving right along. The last bee that we're going to be talking about today is the Tabby B. The Tabby B is probably the best event bee that you can get first. The reason you want to get it first will be explained later on when I get to its abilities, but let's just go right into it. It's an event bee, colorless, it has 28 energy, 16.1 speed, and an attack of 4. So overall base stats, mediocre. It's not good, it's not garbage. I mean, it's kind of garbage, but it's not what we're here for. It collects 10 pollen in 4 seconds, which is literally a base. I don't think you can get worse than that. It makes 160 honey in 3 seconds, which is slightly better. And its gifted hive bonus is plus 50% critical power. These stats are not the greatest. Critical power is nice, because critical power is it's power. Its main ability, which is probably the best ability in the game, Scratch, collects 7 pollen from 3 lines of 4 flowers. Let's see if I can show you what this ability does. It's pretty common. Here it is. It looks like a little cat claw right here. And the ability literally looks like a cat claw, where scratches like that. It'll scratch 3 lines of flowers. It only did 2 because half of it was off the map. Sort of sad. It happens again though, so you can see it's a pretty common ability. It's right here. You can see it scratches 3 lines of 4 flowers each. And it collects 7 pollen from each of those flowers with an additional 1 per level. So as I said before, my Tabby B is level 10, so it'll collect 17 pollen from each of these flowers. Now, if the Tabby B is gifted, Scratch will always critical hit. And you can see how criticals, the flashing numbers that pop up are like shaking. I got 26,000, I think that critical was. If Scratch critical hits, it's collecting so much pollen, it's insane. But it's only collecting so much pollen because of its other ability, Tabby Love. So this ability is much more rare, but it's basically a permanent buff to Tabby B. So if you just take a gander and look up into the top left corner of your screen of the video, don't click off the video, please. You can see that my third ability in is Tabby Love, and I have it times 1,000. This is the maximum. Tabby Love is the second ability of Tabby B, where it will permanently increase Tabby Love by 1 stack until it gets to 1,000. Each stack of Tabby Love permanently grants Tabby B, because this is going to be a permanent buff. Even if you leave the game, it doesn't matter. This will always be here. It will always give it +1 gather amount. It will give it be +1 gather amount, convert amount, and pollen from Scratch, making Scratch one of the best abilities in the game because it collects so much pollen, especially if it's gifted. And it just says stacks up to 1,000 times. I've already said that. So I now have my Scratch doing 1,000% pollen. That's a lot of percent to pollen, which is why it gives me so much. I shouldn't be harvesting in this far afield because my bees have to go rest, and they're gonna go all the way down to the hive. But anyways, it also increases just Tabby B. Its gather amount is 1,000%, and Tabby B conversion amount is 1,000%. It's basically making up for this base stats that I told you about earlier. Collects 10 pollen in 4 seconds. Actually, that number's 10,000, I think, because of 1,000%. Makes 160 honey in 3 seconds. Well, that's now like 160,000 honey in 3 seconds. Now you can see Tabby B is kind of overpowered. But as you can also see, I don't think Tabby B has used Tabby Love this entire time I've been talking about it. It is that rare of an ability where it will use Scratch this many times. That's the 3rd time I've seen it, and yet I haven't gotten Tabby Love once. This is why you should get this bee first, in my opinion. It costs you 500 tickets in the ticket tent. Just go over there, hop on by, spend 500 tickets. Your first 500 tickets should be spent on this Tabby B. And start collecting Tabby Love, because if you get it later, you're just going to have to wait that much longer to get your 1,000 stack of Tabby Love. But yeah, those were the 3 bees for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you did like the video, then please hit the like button. And if you watched this far into the video, you might as well subscribe, because obviously you like the video if you're watching this far into the video. And subscribing will just let you know when I post another video, so you can watch more just like it. Thank you all for watching, and have a great rest of the day. Bye!